This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to continue with our Dreadnok week as we take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified series Dreadnok BUZZER figure, one of the original 3 Dreadnoks from the line in the 80s. Of course, this one came out a while ago, so he is still in the windowless packaging. I don't know, I know it's a one of their product renders or diorama photos, but I just think that kind of looks not so good. On the side, however, we do get some artwork for him with that maniacal looking grin there. On the other side, we just get that information with those same little icons. And on the back, we get some more details showing his weapons, this being the product renders. Apparently, he's actually, I don't know, for a moment there, I thought he was supposed to be 6'2" but well, maybe he could be actually. No, probably not. We see that he has his weapons shown. His belt buckle is prominently shown there. Or would that be the buckle on his codpiece? Or is that a chastity belt that he's wearing? Who knows? And then we see one image of his little tattoo there. Well, let's go ahead and open this sucker up. You know, I'd actually kind of forgotten that about this. You know, the only thing I kind of miss from the windowless packaging is actually the black and white artwork that they put on the inside with the figure. I just thought that looked pretty cool. Yeah, he kind of came out of there funny, didn't he? He kind of looks like an angsty teenager there, doesn't he? I mean, yeah, he's got an older looking face, but that just the expression is just like angsty teenager. He'd be one of those emo kids today, maybe. You know what though? He's got like a fully unique sculpt going on here. So that on his chest there, it looks like. It's too bad the grenade doesn't actually come off. But seriously, I fully understand why he's always wearing those sunglasses. Ponytail looks pretty good though. Oh wow, they even gave him chest hair. Let's take a quick look at some of his accessories. First off, we'll start with the little dagger, which of course go into the thigh sheath. We have a pistol, kind of like a snub nose pistol there. We have his little cutty thingy on a chain. Honestly, again, with these things, it's really too bad that they don't have the separate links. I don't know if I ever find this guy like on clearance, which I doubt at this point. You know, it might not be too bad to get a second one of these, or maybe I could mold it actually. Except for I don't know how I don't have the stuff to do that. But can you imagine going ahead and putting a regular chain there on the handle? That would look pretty cool. This is also based on a weapon that actually came with him back in the 80s. Stay. We have a baseball bat, which has the halves of a saw blade attached to it. Or actually, I guess technically those aren't even halves because that circle there goes further than that. So they took 2 different saw blades and cut them down and attached them to a baseball bat. This looks like a zombie killing weapon, you know what I mean? I kind of like it actually, though. I like it better than this thing. He's got his sunglasses here, which, looking at the way they're kind of bending out, I'm already going to assume that they're not going to stay on his head very well. Yeah, they're not going to fit on his head at all. They barely even make it to his ears. I don't know, maybe some hot water will help to reposition that stuff so it holds onto his head better. If you get it on the bridge of his nose, though, it does seem like it stays on fairly decently, surprisingly. But that still looks really awful. So that's not going to stay on there for right now. We definitely need to do something to tighten that up. And last but not least, we have his chainsaw weapon. I don't know if they make heavy duty chainsaws like this, but I kind of doubt it. His original weapon, though, looked like a rifle with a chainsaw for the end instead of an actual barrel in the 80s. So this is a pretty cool looking update, to be honest. Although this also does not look like it could be used one handed like his previous version. The blade is actually off center like a real chainsaw. He's even got hairy forearms. You know, it's that whole thing where you're like trying to position the hands on the weapons, and you're wondering like, how the hell did the photo team at Hasbro manage to do that? Oh my god! Ooh, I think I finally got it. So both of his hands are fully on the handles. Let's be perfectly honest. Most of us who display this figure are going to be displaying him with the chainsaw and not the other weapons. Especially since there does not seem to actually be a place on him to hold any of the stuff. Because unlike some of the other Dreadnok characters, he doesn't have a backpack. Well, I guess technically Torch had a acetylene backpack that didn't really hold any of his extra weapons either. But I remember somebody mentioning before that the Classified series, one of the things that they had originally wanted to do was make sure that the character could carry all their standard equipment, and that's not happening with this one. And that's really too bad. I almost hate to take the chainsaw off his hand. Yeah, this guy's going to F you up. But, as always, let's take a look at his file card from the 80s. Dreadnok, codename BUZZER, file name Dick Blinken, Richard Blinken-Smythe, place of birth Cambridge, England. BUZZER was an extreme left-wing Cambridge sociology don who went to Australia to research the biker gang phenomenon only to be transformed into the very object of his research. Years of intellectual displeasure causes repressed psychotic anger, manifest in an intense desire to change apart the expensive gigas of technological society. Specialty and MO, modus operandi, a scavenger of the swamps, BUZZER can cut through steel, wrought iron, and any metal, except armor plate, with his diamond-toothed chainsaw. So he'd probably be Antifa today. Okay, so I am not from the UK. When they say that he was a Cambridge sociology don, does that mean he was a sociology professor? Is that kind of what they're trying to say there? And Giga is something I have not heard of until I read the back of this file card. So if somebody can explain to me what that is, that would be excellent. Please comment below. As far as the figure design goes, though, overall, we've already looked at his head. I think he's got a pretty good head sculpt. He definitely looks like somebody who went all emo. It is hard to tell, though, but it does look like they did darken around his facial hair area, so he does have kind of like, not quite 5 o'clock shadow, but more like 2:30 shadow. They gave us the hairy looking arms and the hairy looking chest. We have the Cobra dagger logo there on the side, which has nothing to do with Cobra itself. He's got some dog tags too, which is kind of interesting. I'm assuming that those are supposed to represent ones that he's taken from victims. He's got the big old chunky watch going on here. Again, we have the cod piece thing there with the belt, or maybe it's a chassis device. That itself is part of the mold, though. It is not sitting on top of there like they did with, say, the Crimson Twins back in the day. The boots actually do kind of look like they might be a unique design for this figure. They do like those knee pads, though, on a lot of these G.I. Joe figures as well. He's got no butt crack. Articulation-wise, though, we do have the G.I. Joe chicken neck going on. He does have the standard kind of loose ball joint at the head to go with that. And the bottom part of the neck does move quite a bit, unlike some of the more modern figures that we've seen. He has the ab crunch instead of the boob cut. I honestly think I prefer the ab crunch to the boob cut. The arm hinges up and down. We can spin it around at the bicep. We can also spin the arm itself around. There is the butterfly joint. We do get a lot better back than front on this one. We do have the double joint at the elbow. Whoops. Again, the bigger, he seems to have a bigger bicep area, so he does not get that arm all the way closed when he does that. Ball joint at the waist, so we can wiggle him all around and spin him as we want. Drop down hips. We can kick out. It's a good thing that's not a double-sided knife, or he'd take out his testicles. We can, of course, do a full high kick there. Interestingly enough, the crotch piece there is actually molded in the same color as his shirt or his torso. There is a thigh. There is actually a thigh cut here, but it is freaking fused in this figure. Freaking fused figure. Here we go. I can get the right leg to spin. Double joint at the knee, fully closable there. Hinge or boot cut, as per usual. Hinge at the ankle, and the spin for additional movement. I really do like the updated Dreadnoks thus far, and I look forward to opening up more of them. Our next one will most likely be Ripper to finish off our original set of Dreadnoks. And then we will be moving on to some of the later ones. Hope you enjoyed this look at our BUZZER figure. I absolutely loathe trying to get these hands to hold anything, though. It's very difficult to try to get to get both hands holding this chainsaw with these stupid fingers there. And it is specifically the closed fingers down there that are the problem. So later on, I will go ahead and I will attempt to heat up the sunglasses and mold them into the proper, or hold them into the proper shape so they stay on his head better. But let me know what you think overall, and especially if you know what a Giga actually is, and if the Society Don thing means that he was a society professor, I'd like to know. Or if that has some other meaning in the UK vernacular. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, that would be great. You can see more of my stupid self reviewing stuff. Hopefully it's entertaining to you. I suspect that more people enjoy watching me mess up the Transformer transformations than anything else. I thank you for watching. Peace and love.
Action! We're called Slither, you'll be joining us soon. A band of vipers playing our tune. With an iron fist and a reptile's hiss, we shall rule.
What is that idiot doing?
We've heard it before. We're not gonna play the game no more. You tell us what's right.
They are animals.
To resist, 'cause now
Does that mean that he was a me?